Hey guys, it's Eric from Starcraft2Tactics.info. Just want to go through a quick strategy I came up with. Well, probably not just mine originally, but this is one that I came up with, one that I've been using pretty effectively. I call it the Close Marine Rush, because what you're doing is you're basically just building a barracks right next to your opponent's base, preferably in a discreet location that they're not going to find, somewhere, off to the side, or, somewhere in an area where they're just not going to look. And we're basically just taking them out by sheer numbers and sheer speed. So the first thing you do with this strategy is, as you can see, you send an SCV out and you scout. Now, this strategy is very effective against Protoss because it uses Marauders and Marines, which are, as you probably already know, a great combination. And those are both very effective against Protoss infantry, especially if you get larger numbers and you get speed on them and everything like that, because it's a lot faster to build. Anyways, so here I am. I'm just scouting them out. I'm targeting the Protoss guy first, and I just you don't really want to get involved with them. You don't really have to harass them or anything like that. Just find them, take a look at them, see that they're there, and then go right here and build yourself a base. So you can see here, this is where I'm going to build my first barracks. It's going to be right here. And that's actually going to be my main base of operations. What I do is I actually build a barracks, then I build a second barracks, then I build a bunker. So in case anybody wanders by and figures out my little secret, I have some protection. It's a pretty smart strategy, actually. Especially considering the fact that my partner is doing the exact same thing. He's doing the Protoss equivalent of, which I'm sure you're familiar with. That's a very common strategy. Anyways. So here we are. You can see here I got my first barracks built. I'm going to speed things up a little bit here. The first barracks, one will have a reactor, the other will have a tech lab, which is pretty much, standard operating procedure for this kind of a situation. And you can see here I'm already building my first couple Marines, and then I'm going to upgrade this one so I can get Marauders to back them up. It's pretty much simple from this point on. You want to get in an attack as early as you can. You can see my opponent is already in the process of my partner is already in the process of harassing these guys. He's sending in zealots and whatnot, and it's pretty annoying for him. He's just barely got his choke point blocked off, and he's already getting zealots swarming on him. Very annoying, very irritating. But that's part of the speed of this particular strategy. Because when you build a bunker right next to their base, your speed is incredible. You can send more units in a lot faster. You just have to run the risk of being discovered and being wiped out if your opponent builds something that they can counter you with. Now, obviously, if he'd have built a ton of photon cannons and really locked himself in, this strategy probably wouldn't have worked too well. But fortunately, this strategy ended up being a really great counter for the particular situation he was in, which was that he was just building general infantry first. He was probably planning on either rushing us or defending and moving up the tech tree. It's just unfortunate that we actually double rushed him. There really wasn't a whole lot he could do against this at this point. It's just sort of like playing a game of poker. He played a 2 or a 3 pair, and we played as a royal flush. So basically that's what's going on here. We're just going to take out his base. And you can see here his partner tried to defend, but there just wasn't enough. He was actually trying to void rush. That's right, I remember that now. But voids are a horrible, horrible match for Marines, as you're about to find out right now. I mean, albeit obviously a Marine is much smaller than a void, but resource to resource, the Marines definitely crush the void rays. And then you can see here he gets away for a second. This probe manages to run off. I think a couple of probes actually do. So he runs off. He's heading this way, and then eventually he heads over here and he tries to build a nexus. Unfortunately for him, though, I pretty much anticipated that's where he'd be going, either there or right here. So I immediately got a force together and sent him out and took out his expansion, which is what you want to do. You don't want to give your opponent a moment to breathe. Once you have him where you want him, you want to finish him off. So I sent these guys in to finish him off. You can see right here. Boom. Taking him out. Very nice. Very nice. And then at this point, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before this guy right here goes down. The one problem is if he's, just a machine, if he has tons of stuff coming out, it can be difficult to take him out if he's built up a significant defense. But to be honest with you, this guy was kind of a noob, so he went down pretty easy. My first task is just to break a hole so that the zealots can come through and back him up. Not sure why he tried to build a starport there. This guy's kind of crappy. Yeah, I know. I should probably be demonstrating this on a better opponent so that you guys can see some of the potential counters to it. But, I don't always have control of who my opponents are, so. Later, Cool Whip. Yeah, and that's it. That's pretty much it. Basically, at this point, he had little to no defenses, and he had tried to go up the tech tree, which was a mistake. Huge, huge mistake in this situation. If you get rushed by something like this, the last thing you want to do is take a chance and move up the tech tree. You don't want to move up the tech tree. You want to stay where you are in the tech tree, and you want to continue to produce units of whatever kind, as many as you can get, unless you know you have a great counter for whatever they have and you can build it really quickly. In this situation, if this were to happen to me, I would probably have just massed Marines or massed Reapers, which he didn't do an effective job of. These guys were both trying to move up the tech tree. Neither one of them wanted to rush, which is why this whole strategy worked out really perfectly, because they didn't want to rush, and we did. So it's a great strategy for situations like this. I'm not saying it'd work all the time, but the close Marine rush, make your outpost look something like this. 2 barracks, a bunker, possibly a supply depot. I guess I just built that there because I couldn't find anywhere else to put it. Not really necessary. But 2 barracks and a bunker should do you just fine. You'll be well defended. And on top of that, you'll have massive amounts of units moving in there early in the game, which is really pretty powerful, to be honest with you. Very powerful strategy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. For more tips and reviews and cool stuff like that, be sure to check out Starcraft2Tactics.info.